Anything?
I got no notifications yet.
Oh, there we go. We're back. That might still be broken. That will still suck. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Well, hey, let's try this again, shall we?
I went to the bathroom, sorry. It's like, pause. Let me go to the bathroom real quick.
Hello again. Hello. And let's just pretend nothing's happened. We'll just,
Fernando, what's up, brother?
Straight at 6:07. We're going to go for an hour from now on. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the show that never ends, it seems like. As I was saying...
I like that.
I'm never going to say that because I'm just pretending like this is the show and it just started.
That's it, yeah.
So welcome back for... Oh, I know.
King Arthur.
Wish
I like
I
his
would have
name.
bought one. R.I.P. Frostbite. Yes, I know
What?
that was terrible.
Yeah.
Please come to Coral Springs. No. Do over. Hello from Minnesota. Hey from San Diego. Fort Lauderdale. They're all in the house. Let us know where you're coming from. Sorry.
We're back.
First time on the show. Oh, no doubt. So, I mean, this is like 3 weeks since we've actually done this. So, we had a good time off from the show job, as it were. Although,
Yep.
you know, the regular stuff, the hits kept rolling here at 5 Star. We were busier than crazy. Just, it was nuts. Last week was wonderful. Not being able to, actually being able to just come home and, like, sit on the couch and not do anything.
Right.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I had a list of things I needed to do and didn't do any of them. So, yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Who do you recommend to build a custom box in the area? I suck at that. Paul actually has a list of names.
Yeah.
So if you give him a call at the store, 727-216-6170, he can hook you up with that.
We are in Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah, Oklahoma checking in. Hey, I can't stay. Almost out of high-speed data. Doesn't renew until next week. Have a good show. We'll do Fang of Truth. We'll see you next week for sure.
Yep.
And
PA
PA in the house. Go ahead.
All right, so Biggie, $10. Thank you, man.
Awesome.
Hey guys, I'm having trouble finding the right connection for my 2017 Nissan Pathfinder for connecting aftermarket radio and retain the factory controls. Any help will be great.
2017.
It's a 2017 Nissan Pathfinder.
Why did I... Hold on.
If you...
Hold on. Let me just check this out here.
Connecting.
I'm going to do this. And then... It's a 2000 Nissan, right?
I remember with the pack, and I don't know if it's the same as the Titan that you cannot retain the steering wheel controls.
Well, this is a 2017, you said, right?
Yes, the other one that was a 2020, right?
That was a 2020. It was just... I think now they have a...
piece.
Yeah, they have a piece for that. This
Yep.
goes up to 17.
Okay.
Search. So it's funny that this should be a topic right off the bat because Wednesday's video
Yeah.
that we put up on this YouTube channel, we discussed this whole, and it was a Nissan because it was an Xterra, where we went in and we talked about how to do stuff like this. So, for example, this is the Pack-Dash Audio page, and we have the car up. This is a 2000 Nissan 17 Pathfinder, and here's the harness that they're talking about for that car. Here's the antenna adapters. Here's the speaker brackets. Now, I'm not saying that this is the end-all, be-all, the only solution for this car. There might be more, and we also go to this site here, which is metroonline.com. You can type in the year, which is 2017, and it is a Nissan. And then we'll go to Pathfinder.
Mm-hmm.
It's really small.
Yeah, well, I mean...
And then, see, now you get into submodels. So now you got the Platinum, the S, the SL, the V. So we'll just say the S, and then we'll get parts. That is the one nice thing. And then, so now at this point, you get into here, and it says there's nothing. Now, we go back here, and the one thing that's missing is a dash kit. So that's telling me a couple things. One, there might be nothing actually for this car. There might be no dash kit, there might be no nothing. So they have a digital signal processor. So that leads me to believe I need to go and do one more thing, which is just do a general Google search and see the dash. So 2017
Thank you, Noah.
Nissan Pathfinder dash.
Yeah.
I can get an image.
Mr. Smith.
And that pulls up this image here, and that answers my question. That is why you're not going to be putting a new radio in that dash, is that nobody makes for that. Now, there is a dash kit that goes down here below on some of the models, and that would be a, oh, I didn't even do that. Okay, go back to here. So that might be on one, let's see if they go into that on the SV. Let's get parts. Nope, so they haven't even done that yet for that. So, unfortunately right now, there is nothing for that car. That's going to be a car you're going to have to just do straight DSP.
Yeah.
I know it kind of sucks, but that is the process right there. You saw it live action when a customer walks in the door. We'll go, if in this case, if the car doesn't exist, like it's not in the parking lot, most of the time we'll go out to the parking lot, I can look at the dash immediately and go, I ain't getting a new radio. That's not to say at some point there won't be one. Will the Access T harness work on a 2021 Kia K5? I don't know. They probably don't know. A lot of the times what happens is when the manufacturers build the harnesses, they don't put them as it will work on the car until there's eyes on the car. So someone will get it in the bay, they'll pull it out, they'll pull the radio out and they'll go, oh hey, this is the same harness. They'll send a text over to PAC or iData or Metra, and they'll say yes, this works in this car, and then they can validate it and say that it does. So sometimes you got to just pull the radio out and see if it works.
Well, remember when the LGDs start working on the Chevy?
Yes.
Like somebody put an LGD just to try it on and see if it works.
Yeah.
And boom, and then you just call, and it's like, hey, I have a Chevy, I have any car, I try it, it works. And then these people put it on the notes, so when you guys call or whatever, they tell you, put this one, it works.
So as evolved as we are, we're not that evolved. So sometimes it's just eyes on the prize, man. Eyes, boots on the ground, as they say. All right, let me go back here to this one. Stormy Young, $10, thank you so much. What does it take to put an amp for a subwoofer in a 2008 Chrysler 300 with standard radio? Nothing. What you're going to want to do in that car is, because you have a standard radio, you're just putting an amp on subs, which means you're not going to be disconnecting any of the speakers in the car. The reason why we talk about load resistors and stuff like that is because if you're disconnecting the speakers from the factory radio, it's losing that load, that ohm load from those speakers. If you're leaving the speakers all in the car and you're just tapping in for a subwoofer, it's no big deal. You don't have to worry about load resistors. That car, you do have to tap into the front door speakers, not the rear, because the front door has more sound going to it than the rears typically in a Dodge. They will actively cross over the rear speakers, meaning pull out the bass, because they want to put sub forward. So you have to tap into either the driver or passenger door. It's mono to both. It's okay. And then go from there. Now, if you want to fix the sound, meaning add in some sound, you have a couple options. Because it's a non-premium sound system, there's two high-level to low-level adapters that are phenomenal. One is, of course, the what you see behind you hanging. Actually, they're both behind you hanging on the wall. One is going to be your audio control LC2i Pro, which has AccuBass with the light for AccuBass. You could also use an LC1i, which is the new one, which is their more affordable line driver high-level to low-level adapter, pretty sexy. Or you could check out the Kicker if you want to do de-equalization, meaning you're thinking about maybe you want to get into some mids and highs at some point or something like that. You go to the Kicker Key Lock. No, not the Key Lock. The Key. Yeah, Key Lock. Jesus. Sorry. I was getting it wrong because I was
Key Lock, Kicker
you
Key.
You can look at the Kicker Key Lock.
All right.
For a solution there, or if you want to, you can also just look at the Key 501, which has key lock technology built into it, which will DEQ the system for you. And also, if you get the Key 501, I mean, granted, if you're going for a big amp, that's cool. Go for a big amp, but whatever works for you.
Yeah, I love those Jarritos, man. Love them.
Jarritos?
Yes, it's soda. You know, sometimes I bring the
bottles. Yeah.
All right. Now we talk about the LC2I, LC1I. I have a...
hold on. It is a mess. It is totally a mess.
Just give me a chance. We're gonna clean it.
It's January, man. Slow it down. We got plans.
All right.
We got plans.
I actually have a question regards to this car audio BD that I won. I want to put it in my wife's 2019 BMW 330i. Any ideas of what to use to tap into to get decent signal to my amplifier? No Harman Kardon system.
Actually, it's the same conversation we just had.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like LC2I.
If you want a simple way to do it,
LC2I, bro.
get a kicker, get the kicker key 501 on that driver in that car. It's going to be your simplest thing to do ever. Okay, it's that is the simplest way to do your wife's car. Other than that, of course, an LC1, Jesus.
LC1I?
Yes, thank you. I'm having a hard time today for some reason. What's up, Anthony? The LC1I would be a phenomenal piece to go in there. And that's it. That's really all you need. Any one of the audio control or kicker high level to level adapters in there. Like I said, the 501 with that sub, perfect, simple. The amp is tiny. It'll go right in there and make your life super easy.
All right, Stormy.
Or okay, one other thing. If I always forget the ACM 301 would also work too. So there you go, two choices: the audio control ACM 301 or the kicker. And the ACM 301 has the high level built into it, just like the kicker does. So you're good either way. Okay.
Stormy, thank you for the $10. What does it take to put an amplifier for a subwoofer in a 2008 Chrysler 300?
I did that one. That was actually the question that led to the other question.
Perfect. All right, El Fuego, he dropped $5 looking for a prefab box that includes the sub to run on the mono channel of the T1005 in my 2021 4Runner. Wow, we're killing it tonight.
So wait a minute.
Recommendations.
Oh, okay. 2021 4Runner?
Uh-huh.
On the T-Thought.
Prefab factory box.
So I think he wants to go into the corner.
I mean, the JL?
I mean, unfortunately, the JL. Okay, so a couple places to try out El Fuego. There's a place here in Florida called SRQ, and they do make prefab enclosures like that are made to go into corners. I don't have their full list. If you're in, JL Audio, but aren't you in California? Anthony, I'm sure, could hook you up with a box, because I know Junior could knock one of those out. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have another one. But yeah, the JL box would definitely go in there, and that would be the easiest solution, of course. And guaranteed you're going to get that JL performance, but it's going to come with the JL price, but you'll get the JL performance. So
Vicky, thank you for another $5, man.
I've never dealt with ANC. ANC is not anything fun to deal with. I can tell you that right now.
But if you Google it, you will find it. It's something that you can search.
For those of you that don't know, it's called automatic noise canceling. Some cars have it, some cars don't. It sucks. It really does. All right,
Daniel Torres, thank you for the $20, man. Hello, 2018 F-150. Sound intermittently.
Sound intermittently.
That's what I say.
Yes, exactly what you said.
Gets louder for a few seconds, then go back to normal. Sounds like the time alignment turns off using a DSR-1 with the new DFO2 harness kicker CXA 660.5 to run everything. Any ideas? So it's a DSR-1.
DSR-1.
It's a 2018.
Yeah, using the FO2 harness.
Using the FO2 harness. I'm guessing it has the Sony system.
No, it's the FO2 harness. The DFO2 means that he's just programmed
The DSR-1,
The DSR-1 is reprogramming the radio to flat 4-volt output. Variable flat 4-volt output. It sounds like a DSR-1 problem.
It sounds like a software problem.
Check, you can launch the app on your iPad and see what software is running on the DSR-1. This is just there again, without getting in there, I'm just thinking off the top of my head because there was a batch of DSR-1s that were shipped out a couple months ago that were actually old software DSR-1s. Not that happens all the time. So I would make sure that it's at 1.9.4, I believe is the current software version on there. And I would check to make sure it's that. Make sure it's on 9.4. Also, I've never experienced that. If it's up to, okay, so here's the thing. If it's doing it randomly, that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it could be a bad DSR-1. I mean, it's a total possibility.
Or maybe the connections, like maybe you're driving and then goes loud and then goes down.
It could be a tweeter sometime or mid-range. I think, yeah.
RCA?
Lamont, call Anthony ASAP. Lamont, call Anthony ASAP. This has been a public service announcement.
Dime, Jose.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah.
I wish I had a better answer for you, but make sure that the speakers aren't cutting out. I mean, what if there's a bad speaker?
What about if you grab your
like yesterday.
phone?
Yesterday, we had a tweeter that just kept cutting in and out. Turned out it was a bad passive crossover. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So on the DSR-1, you have the aux input.
Yes.
So when you're, and of course the one time I don't bring the cable over. So your DSR-1 has the ability to add an auxiliary input into it that you can turn on and off in the software. And it's located on through the input harness. What you would probably want to do is see if it's coming from source unit or if it's the DSR-1, or to help you just kind of figure out more what's going on. Plug your phone, whichever phone it is, get the adapter to go out of this to a set of RCAs. So aux to RCA adapter. Plug it into the aux on the DSR-1, go into the DSR-1 software, hit it's up here in the top. It says main, switch it to aux, and see if it does the same thing from your phone directly into the DSR-1. Good call, Fernando.
All right. I have a Dodge Ram single cab Trademan edition.
Trademan.
Okay, that's what I said.
Yeah, I know. It's an echo. It's ridiculous.
I know. Steering wheel column shifter will interfere with the Kenwood 10 inches. Yeah. Okay. I put the according to the clutch. Oh, to the clutch feel.
Yes.
They say that they not work.
Right. So basically what he's saying is he's got the Dodge Trademan, and he wants to know if he can put the 10.1 in without it affecting the gear shifter.
Okay.
And Crutchfield says that it probably will. And I can say this. Like, if you look at Kenwood is just what it is. It's fixed. It's wide. It's big. Pioneer, you can shift it to the left, as well as the high 10. You can move it wherever you want because it's on a 1.5 foot cable. You can move it over. You may want to look at something like that. The other thing too is, I think I had already said this on.
Thank you, Raul, for the $5.
Is get the measurements for it off their internet. They have the measurements. Cut it out of a piece of cardboard and put it in the dash where you think it should go, and see where the gear shifter hits it. Because, if you draw a straight line in it, you put a blue piece of tape down the center of the dash where it is centered, you should be able, you should get an idea of where it's at. I believe they also give you the schematics of how far it's going to come out of the dash. So you could probably get in there and with the tape measure figure it out without doing it before, figuring it out before you buy.
All right, José, rápido, no sé qué año es tu camioneta. Pero si tú buscas en Metra o packonline.com podrías encontrar el harness que en realidad necesitaras para la camioneta. All right.
I like this one. Jason's Garage says, been following you guys for a while. I have also been wondering, how has the aftermarket business been impacted by OEMs integrating the head unit into pretty much everything else in the car. Well, funny you should ask. iDataLink Maestro, along with a couple other manufacturers, have been making this their primary objective because it's what they do for a living. It's how they make money. So all these harnesses you see on the wall right here, these are all designed to work with either the DSR-1, which is right here, or this guy over here, which is the Kenwood amplifier, as well as several other brands manufacturers, to give us the ability to plug into these data bus systems and allow us to either A, keep the factory radio, and or if we need to take the factory radio out, go the other way and move all that data bus systems back into the factory radio so that we can then keep all the things. So like in my car, even though it's a 2010, a lot of things were controlled in the radio. Now if we pull the radio out, it just stays there and you can't adjust it anymore. But because I data connected in, I can do all my adjustments from my factory into the radio. So if I get a guy that comes in here tomorrow with a 2019 Ford F-150, I can put a new radio in that easily using the RR harness. All the information that's in the factory radio, air conditioner, traction, anything that's there that, you know, when it talks to the gauge cluster, will all then be moved into the aftermarket radio. So we're moving along.
Yeah,
it's coming to it's happening. Have you guys done Harleys? No, that's why we have Aaron at Havoc Motorsports. That's his job. We send him to him because he likes working on motorcycles.
Yeah. Hi from Spain.
Hi.
Fernandez is in Spain. Wow, that's awesome. All right, I have this one that I want to find. Hang on. 2019 Ford Fusion. Titanium with the Sony system. Just want to add my amplifier and subs to it. Pack Ampro website shows they don't have anything for my specific vehicle.
Correct.
Will the AP4 FD21 will actually works?
No, it won't. That particular vehicle uses A to B technology.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the weird one because, all right, go to the factory amplifier.
Uh-huh.
All right, if the factory amplifier has a USB plug plugged into it, meaning it just looks like a regular, it's just a funky USB, you unplug it and it's a regular micro USB on the end, that's A to B. All right, that harness will not work with that car. If it has just standard 4 harnesses plugged into it, then yes, the Amp Pro will work with that. That was a changeover car that got the Sony badge but still had the A to B put in it, so that's why it's listed as not working and not compatible. What's up, John? So with that being said, that's the easiest way to choose it. Now if it has that A to B connection, you're not doing a sub amp. I mean, you're not doing an A to B because you're just adding a sub amp. At that point, just tap off the factory subwoofer with a high level to low level, put a blue set of LGDs in there, call it a day, rock on. Make sure that the amplifier that you're putting in does have the ability to take a substantial high level to low level, meaning that there's probably going to be about 15-16 volts of output coming out of the factory sub on that. So something like an LC1i from audio control would be perfect because it has the load resistors built into it. It's made to take up to 40 volts of input. Yeah, it's 40 volts now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Up to
so
40 volts.
Be perfect for that. You might even just want to do that anyways because it's super easy. It's okay. It's easier than doing all the other stuff, but yeah. Okay.
All right. So regarding of the volume of the car that we talk about,
yes,
the speakers don't go out at all.
Right.
On the F-150, it does with the phone and radio stations. Yeah, it seems
that's what I'm saying. I still want to try another source. I would still want to try another source. Is that Jay's from Jay's Alarm?
Jay's Alarms is here.
Is that the JJ?
Jay's Alarms. Thanks, man, for the 49. Thank you, man. Hope everything is safe over there. You know.
Anyways.
Jose.
Yeah.
Real quick, Jose. Check out Pack Audio. Packaudio.com. Ellos tienen diferente tipo de harness para la Colorado. So, deberías de checar en realidad. No sé qué tipo de harness utilizaste. Pack audio.
Anyone had JJ's fruit pies? No. Sounds good though. I'm down for a good fruit pie. The CT Sounds Dayton Audio, I haven't heard either one of those personally yet, so I wouldn't be able to say which one is better or worse, as far as that goes.
All right, for the Porsche 944, we were visiting in the summer for Rock Hill and front speakers reinstalls. Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds
I'm
awesome.
down. So we don't have to do a 944 the day after we do yours. I'll be happy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 2 this week was rough.
Can we still use the DMA10 and get full signal from a 2019 Accord Touring? Or do I need the AXDXP and use that? Also, Metra Online won't let me order the DSP. It seems to be the dealer only.
Yes, it is a dealer only piece, which means you could always call Paul and have him get it for you and ship you to you. He'll do that, so we will ship, or Paul will ship, not us. We have nothing to do with it, but he will ship it to you. So here's the deal. The easiest way to do it with these little black boxes, such as a DSR1 or the Access DSP. These are great tools to have in our arsenal, all right? There's a lot of neat things you can do with them. But the main thing that they do for us is they get us a preamp section out of our radio. They also do all our combining of signals, and they direct sound where it needs to go. But the downside to them is, yes, something like a DM810, a Helix, an Audison, an ARC. There's plenty of better DSPs out there that sound way better, all right? But we still need to get a signal into our processor. So using one of them as a preamp is a great idea. There's nothing wrong with doing it that way. Okay, there are some advantages to it and some disadvantages to it. But yeah, I would still sell you the Access piece, and then I would also sell you a DM810, and I have no problems doing it, and be perfectly confident with the results I was going to get. That's what I would do. If you wanted to go after the fact, I mean, you could still do it the other way, but then you just have to remember everything has to go full active. So if you have a 4-channel amp and a sub-amp, it's not worth it. It's not going to work. Now, if you have a tweener amp and a mid-amp and a center channel amp and rear speaker amp and sub, if you have all the channels that you need, amplifiable, then yeah, you could do it that way. It's perfectly fine. I mean, we've done it that way in the past, and we've talked about it. You need to get the center, the 2 tweeters, the 2 mids, and the sub, and you have to be prepared to go full active on those channels.
Paco, thank you for the $5. All right.
Nando for I Ask a President.
I'm going. He says, Tengo un Stereo Kenwood Exelon 6980.
Wait, start over?
I know.
You said
in
Tango.
Spanish. Yeah, I know. So, Paco.
You're talking to Paco? All right,
I know.
go ahead.
Paco, lo que tienes, no sé qué año es tu carro, no sé qué sistema tengas, pero lo primerito que yo te diría es que agarraras el multímetro y checaras si tienes 12 voltios, ground, tierra y constante. ¿Me entiendes? Esa sería la función. Y si tienes un amplificador de factoría, probablemente necesitas un harness que te haga prender el radio el amplificador de factoría.
And you say I talk too much. I know. Okay. Someone asked, they have a Toyota, and they would like to Toyota Tacoma non-JBL, and they'd like to know what harness to use.
And this show is brought to you by
this one. When it comes to Toyota, there's one harness and one harness only to use.
Yeah.
That's made by iData, and it's called an RR.
Yes.
Go to idata.com, click on the Maestro tab, which is green. Okay? And type in your information, it'll give you a parts list. All right? That's what you need.
And you're going to get so many features.
That is the only harness.
Yeah.
That is the only harness I will use on a Toyota. Period. End of story. Done deal. I just don't like the other ones. It's okay.
Yeah.
And they're not going to win me back because they don't like us anymore. So that's besides the point. 20 hertz is picking on you big time. Get
Yeah.
some of them dollar brand cough drops, bro.
Oh man.
Dude, trust me, getting ready for the show tonight, he was just like sucking on
I got
them
another one right here.
And it's a talking show, man. It's not my thing. He didn't. I took better drugs. I'm just saying, I took better drugs. We both sounded like this last
Yeah, no
week.
kidding.
All right.
So thanks for taking my question on the 2019 Fusion. I have a XD 600.1 JL with a 10-inch W7. So if it is an A to B,
Yes.
A to B, yeah,
Yes.
LC2I, it's the way to go. Thanks again.
Actually, all you need is an LC1i. You don't even need the LC2i because you don't have to worry about Accubase. Just do the LC1i, simple, easy peasy, boom, throw it in, call it a day. That's a great amp, so you'll be fine.
Can you do a motorhome? Just a radio and speakers?
I mean, technically yes, but we have no place to park it. Our problem is our parking lot sucks. It's an actual, behind us when you guys see us, that's a road. And people fly down that road like apparently, like there's no cops ever back there. So, the Dukes of Hazzard over the 3 speed bumps we have, which is hilarious.
Did we get into the BXI software?
Yeah. It's the same as the Tweak software.
The Tweak software. Okay.
It's all the same stuff.
Alejo, checa en los sábados. Los sábados hicimos el testing del DSP y te pones el que dice Tweak 88. Es el mismo software y ahí te vas dando cuenta paso a paso.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
2014 Nissan Frontier. Can I use the door 6x9 for my high level input to my Zapco 4-channel amplifier?
So the problem that you run into...
It has a Bose system?
I don't know.
No,
Does it?
I don't know.
Here's the tricky part, guys. When trying to quit. All right, this is not gonna let me quit. Okay. Oh, this is just totally locking up. Awesome. When tapping in for high level to low level, if you need a full range signal, without being able to see what is happening with that full range, whether you have a full range signal there or not, it's very difficult. An RTA is used for that. So when we get a brand new car in here and we've never seen it before, the first thing we do is we tap into it, we play pink noise, and we look at it on an RTA.
Yeah.
Now we know that not everyone can afford an RTA right now because they're stupid expensive. But what isn't stupid expensive is the kicker key lock. All right. Now what makes the kicker key lock cool, Fernando cam, if you please. Now what makes the Fernando cam cool as a high level to low level adapter is these lights right here. All right. You'll notice it says EQ, it says high, mid, low, and power. This is a built-in RTA. This is from 20 to 200 hertz. This is from 200 hertz to 2000 hertz. And this is from 2000 hertz to 20,000 hertz. All right. What that means is that when you tap this into your signal, that your speaker wires coming into this, and you play the pink noise, the noise track that this has, these lights are going to light up and tell you, do I have all the signal I need to go to the amplifier I'm trying to do? So for example, if you're just hooking up a sub amp, then you need to make sure that the sub light, the low frequency light, comes on. Maybe the mid light will come on. If all 3 of them come on, then you know you're golden. And they change intensity. So for example, if all 3 of them are on, but let's say the high frequency light was dim, that's telling you that it's not playing all the way up to 20,000 hertz. All right. So this device for like $120, $100, something silly like that, has an RTA built into it. You can actually use this as a tool. Power ground, tap onto 2 wires, play some pink noise, and watch the lights light up and tell you, uh-oh, this isn't going to work. Now, the EQ light is on there because it does de-equalization. We do have 2 videos that show you the RTA working as well as the de-equalization working if you'd like to get more information on this, which you can find on this channel here. But anytime you're tapping into a speaker, no matter what amp you have, what DSP you have, whatever it is, you have to know. Now, certain DSPs, a lot of the higher end ones, all the audio controls, some of the Helix, some of the Moscone stuff, they have built-in input RTAs. And what those are designed to do is you can play pink noise and you can actually see that signal. But if you're not doing an RTA, then that really doesn't help you. But you're tapping in you're trying to get sound into an aftermarket amplifier that is non-DSP. Something like a key lock will make your life easier. And if you do several amplifiers for you and your friends, you might want to pick one of these up just as a tool. Okay, that's that.
All right. 2 audio controls, 1.1500.
A lot of power.
Plus an Addison Forza 8 channel with the DSP.
Way a lot of power for your subs and not much for your highs.
And the new everything goes in the new Subaru Crosstech. The lights dim.
No kidding. That's 3,000 watts for subs.
Second battery needed?
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
Definitely want a second battery to increase your capacitance. The question is, how are you going to charge it? That's where the fun comes in. Now, sometimes it's okay to just add a bigger battery in there, and as long as you don't play it balls to the wall 24/7, anytime that there's extra power generated in the car, it is going to go into batteries, and you're going to store it up like money in the bank. And then when you need to make it withdraw, such as dropping big bass, you're golden. Now, if you are a balls to the wall all day long kind of guy, that is never going to happen, so you need a means to charge that. There's 2 ways to do that. One is, of course, to see if MechMan makes an alternator for your car. Buy it, put it in. If you're handy with tools and fabrication, maybe adding a second alternator. Not as likely in a Japanese car. And then, of course, the other option is to find some way to charge the battery at nighttime via a power supply of some kind. Now, Stinger on Stinger's website, that's the RCA manufacturer, they do offer several chargers for batteries that you can leave in the car and plug into the wall at nighttime, which is a great option if you don't have an alternator option available to you. But at 3,000 watts, yeah, you're probably going to need another battery.
All right. Look, $10. Thank you, man. I have changed low front door speakers plus a head unit in the Corolla 2010. The new ones have the tweeters incorporated. I wonder if I need to disconnect it or replace the old ones, the old tweeters. It's a non-JBL.
No.
I mean, you don't need to.
No. There's no reason to get rid of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason to get rid of that. I would,
just leave it.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. It's all good. Anthony asks.
Anthony asks?
Anthony asks from Anthony's Car Audio Life.
Ooh.
Follow him on Instagram and YouTube.
Yes.
What new
does
lens?
TikTok too?
What new lens should I get for my vlog? For my vlog Sony lens. Now this is a universal question because it really doesn't matter what camera body you have. What lens works good for vlogging? And the simple answer to that is a wide angle. And the reason why you'd want a wide angle as opposed to, let's say, a kit lens is typically around 18 millimeters. Okay. 18 millimeters is a good standard, like I'm going to stand over here and take a picture of Fernando. But when you're vlogging or talking to a camera such as we do, the camera is at pretty much arm length. Even if you put it on a Joby, you might get an extra foot. Now the problem with that is it's still close to your face. All right? So you want a wide angle. Typically on a crop sensor camera, which is what the Sony is, you have a multiplying factor, meaning everything in the camera world has to do with a 35 millimeter piece of film. If you've ever heard the term full frame sensor, they're referring to a sensor that's the same exact size as a 35 millimeter piece of film. So you always want to get the widest crop sensor camera lens you can get. Most of the time you're going to find something around 10 millimeters.
Yeah.
If they make a 10 millimeter lens for your camera, that's the one you want to buy for vlogging.
And that's what you need too.
An oil filter.
A filter. X-Men says a filter.
16 millimeter Sigma. It's not enough. You want to go 10. If you crop sensor, you want to go 10. If they make a 10, get a 10. That'll allow you to make everything look nice and big. which is what we do. We shoot on everything we shoot is using a 10. We have like 5 of them. It's ridiculous. Okay, sorry. Thank you for playing Camera Talk with 5 Star Car Stereo. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Fernando, if you please.
All right. Is the new NEX model Pioneer head units? I have a 2800 BS Pioneer head unit. It's worth to upgrade it.
No. No, the only time you upgrade a radio is if there's a feature that a new radio has that you feel you absolutely have to have.
It's a 2800 BS.
Who cares? It was a great radio.
It was a great radio, but you can get into like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and all that kind of stuff.
No. Does he feel he needs it? I mean, if you don't have CarPlay,
no.
If you don't have CarPlay and you want CarPlay, then you've answered your own question.
Yeah.
Upgrade to a radio. If you just want to get a new radio because your radio's like 5 years old, then if there's nothing wrong with it, it's going to break any time now. It's not like it's going to last forever. We know that. So, my opinion is always ride it out the longest I can until it finally gives up the ghost, and then I can get the new, latest, greatest one. I will tell you this. If you're a Pioneer fan and you want to get a radio within the next 6 months, if there's one available now that you like, buy it right now. Because right now we're in what we call a drought of Pioneer. Pioneer, they were AKM members, meaning they bought AKM DSP chips, and they're not going to have radios for 2021 until the middle of the year. So if you're thinking about changing, now is the time to do it, unless you're going to switch to a different manufacturer. So if you're a Pioneer guy through and through and you like the new Pioneer stuff, which why not? I'm all for it. Buy it now. Because you won't have it in 3 months.
I have a 2020 F-150 non-amplified with the DFO2 and the APFA Forza. Floor noise normal. I have tweeters on 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5 and 6 bridge on my mids. 7 and 8 on the rears. I mean, it's an F-150. I think floor noise is like it's. I mean, if the floor noise is really loud.
So we got a DFO2, and No, it's an F-150. You get floor noise. I can't think of any F-150 we've ever done that hasn't had floor noise. Now, it shouldn't be overwhelming for it. It shouldn't sound like you're in a wind tunnel. It should just be like if volume's at 0, you should hear a slight low.
Yeah, normal. If that's too loud,
turn the gains down. Then your gains are
too high.
But it's a Forza, so I mean,
exactly.
Can't get the gains too high. I mean, you can never get that loud enough. But yeah, there should be a small amount of floor noise in there, unfortunately. It's just F-150, man.
Options on the Hertz SPL show.
Ooh.
Amplifiers.
I haven't worked with those. We haven't worked with those yet.
Yeah, we're going to do some...
we're going to do some?
Yeah, 6 point...
well, yeah, but he's talking about the amplifiers.
I know.
I haven't done anything with the amplifiers yet. But, I mean, it's good stuff.
What size split loom you use for 0 gauge wire? We use like a half, 3/4.
That'd be 3/4.
3/4. But now we stopped using the split loom and we use the braided loom.
Which is 3/4.
This 3/4, yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing, same size.
Same size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We here.
I never use split loom. The nice thing is, okay, I would never say never. Never say never. Because now they make braided split loom.
Yes.
Which I gotta be honest with you, is awesome.
Yeah.
It's expensive as all get out, but it's pretty freaking cool.
You can find it on wirecare.com.
Yes, you can. Good call.
There.
It's a great place. They have all your installation needs. Tons of different loom, colors, shapes.
Everything.
Yeah, it's a good place to go. And they're not paying for that at all.
Fernando, have you ever made a wire harness from scratch? No. I mean, Dean has made it,
I mean, I don't know what they mean by that, because, I mean,
Well, when you made your own T-harness, remember the other day?
Oh.
There's like, you know what, that would be cool to show that you can make a harness from any harness.
Yeah. Okay.
We made it. We made it here. I say we because we're here, so.
Bobby, live from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Do you have a video on making custom RCAs? No, and the reason I don't is because it's just hard to find the right damn parts. It's one of those voids in the industry where it's like back in the 80s and 90s, making your own RCAs was like a daily thing. And like everyone had RCA tips, and everything now is just Amazon stuff you have to buy and kind of hope you get the right thing. And there's some DIY groups that are like, use this microphone wire, use that. And it's like, So, and then you get the guys that will make stuff for you. And it's like, the one stuff that I was really excited about, but then when I called them, I got really unexcited about because they were kind of like jerks, was DD Audio makes their whole system, which I think by far is the coolest system I've ever seen. Because it's like, you cut the wire, they have a tool, you put the end on, and you can make anything you want. But you have to be a DD Audio dealer, and like the guy was a total dink on the phone, so I was just like I was like, thanks. But if you can find a DD Audio dealer in town, check out the RCAs that those guys make. And hopefully your dealer will be nicer than they were.
What's a floor noise? When you live it in the second floor and somebody's like, da, da, da. No, it's not floor noise.
So floor noise is a noise, is typically just what might be referred to as gain hiss, is another noise. Basically, when we talk about signal to noise, it's the audible version of that. So if you turn your volume down to 1, not 0, because most radios have 0-bit noise detection. 0-bit noise detection is when it's at 0, it automatically shuts off the output of the device so that you hear no floor noise. It's kind of a band-aid for the solution. But if your volume is at, like, let's say 1, and you hit pause on your phone, and there's no music playing, and you hear noise, it's usually just like a white noise or a pink noise where it's just a sound, okay? That is floor noise. That is noise that is in the signal before anything else happens. Thus, the floor, meaning the foundation on which everything is built off of. So, some systems, and it usually doesn't change, meaning it doesn't usually get louder or quieter, it just exists as background. Sometimes you'll get it when your gains are turned up too high. That's usually when it happens. Yep. But sometimes you'll get it, in the case of the Dodge, just because that the radio itself is generating the noise. It doesn't matter what product you have on the other side of it. It's just a result of a crappy head unit and not being able to fix the crappy head unit. It's just what they did. But we want to integrate into that because we like this cool radio and all the features that it has. And there's really no point in replacing it. Because reality is once you start the car up and you start driving down the road, floor noise is a wash at that point. You're not going to hear it.
You're not going to hear it.
Because your tires are probably making more noise than the floor noise coming out of the radio.
Who's driving with the volume all the way down? Oh. That's funny.
No, I remember that conversation.
All right. Tomorrow, okay, this is an opinion.
That. Drive the volume all the way down. They were complaining about. Yeah. No, I know who said that.
This is an opinion. What is your opinion?
Okay.
Tomorrow.
I don't know if I have an opinion on something. Hold on.
Tomorrow, I'm getting installed Hertz Cento components and coaxials in the back.
Okay.
Double DIN Pioneer, one Memphis 1010, and a 404. And two Kicker L7Ts going in a downfire enclosure. I don't know what car, but everything sounds pretty good.
The only thing you're missing is the DSP. Okay?
Right.
So, well, I mean, let's be honest. Everything he's missing, the only thing he's missing is the DSP. There's two types of systems nowadays, guys. There's systems with DSPs and systems without DSPs. Do you need a DSP? I don't know. And you don't know either because you haven't had a DSP yet.
Yeah.
DSP gives you the ability to do a lot of things and fix any problem you may have. A lot of people get into a car and they sit in and they're happy with sound coming from, here in the dash and there in the dash. And that's just what we've always known and that's what we just accept. Okay? Being able to change that, now with a Pioneer radio, you do have the option to do time alignment, and I strongly recommend doing it. You can get into the car easily, and I guarantee you that the shop probably won't do this, and it's okay. A lot of people don't even know how it works on a Pioneer. But just to give you an idea of what a DSP, a better DSP could do for you, just to give you a tease, as it were, is get into the car, turn it on, go into your sound settings on your Pioneer radio, and pick driver's front. Okay, because it gives you, front, that gives you like the cross. Okay, pick driver's front. Then immediately go into the time alignment screen and set everything to 0. And then go to the speaker level adjust and set everything to 0. Then play a polarity pop track, which if you have iTunes, you can get off of the Sheffield Labs My Disc.
Yeah.
Just play it off. That's like, pay 99 cents. It's just going to pop, pop,
Yeah.
pop. You can also download it, I think, from DNF Tool Drawer on the meters page. I think we have it there for you to download as well. Anyways, download that. Go back into time alignment on the screen and start adjusting the... This is going to be counted. It's a Pioneer, so you have to do it backwards. Start adjusting the passenger speaker out. Okay? Don't measure it. Don't do anything. Just listen to the pops, and the pops will... And eventually, they'll stop at the center of the dash, meaning when you stop pressing the button. Once they get to stop pressing the button. Now listen to your music. Okay? And you'll notice there's a substantial difference between what you were listening to before and what you're listening to now. Now imagine if you had a real DSP behind it that you could actually equalize and match left speaker to right speaker. It gets way better, meaning you can move the soundstage around, do a lot of neat things with the sound. So that is a great system, no doubt about it. Pre-DSP world.
If you don't like the time alignment because it gets quieter a little bit. Not everybody likes the time alignment. Into it. You can turn it off.
Well, see, but that's the nice thing about being able to play with it on the radio, though.
Yeah, so you can change it and everything. Yeah, a DSP is always a nice piece to have to equalize all the system. So,
installer in SoCal.
Installer in
Instagram.
SoCal. Yeah.
Instagram. Type in SoCal.
I think Gary Bell is there.
Oh, was Gary Bell in SoCal?
I think.
Wasn't Jaime in SoCal then?
I think Jaime is in SoCal. Agora,
Advanced? What is his? Advanced? No, what is Gary's?
Gary is,
I don't know.
Auto Sounds? Something?
Jesus, man, I don't know. Just Instagram. Type in SoCal and car stereo hashtags.
Yeah, I feel bad.
I don't.
All right.
I thought that said Tom Petty. It says Tom, I'm pretty sure. They already have. What did Tom ask something and I totally missed it? I apologize. It's rough. We're having a tough time here. And it's already gone. I don't even know. Okay, so let's ask another one. I agree with Tom. Tom said something.
All right. Hey, guys, I'm putting an 8-inch subwoofer on my 2005 Ford Mustang in the door.
Okay.
Do I have the brackets or do you make them? Do you have the brackets or do you make them? Okay, so you're going to put an 8-inch.
What year?
In a 2005.
Oh.
Ford Mustang.
Oh, that's the one that has the 8-inch bracket, or the 8-inch. There isn't any brackets for those.
We make them.
And not very. Yeah, not really. I mean, I don't think I've. I mean, you could fit. There isn't really any bracket for that because you got to pull the door panel off because you got to pull the screw out of the back. The only time I've ever done those, I've literally just screwed in like a kicker 8-inch into the door. You know, because it's a full pod. So.
Do you use a speed wire? And if you so, what flex loom do you use to cover it?
1/2 inch.
Yeah, 1/2 inch. And yes, we do.
25 hertz to life. Yes, Facebook is a dying medium. 100%. Totally
agree.
Marco, LC7i or LCQ1? LCQ1. For those of you that have never seen an LCQ1, this is one of those products that really kind of irritates the hell out of me. That like everyone always buys an LC7i. All right, I love the LC7i. It's a great piece. It's like the best high level to low level adapter you can buy. However, you can't do anything with it other than adjust the gains. That's it. That's all it does. Okay. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you had something way cooler than that? So, for example, Fernando Cam. Here we go. What about this? This is an LCQ1. And as you can see here, these are EQ bands. How cool is that? You get 6 EQ bands there, 6 EQ bands here, and then you get a sub EQ. If you notice, these are different. Like this starts at 125 hertz, and this starts at 100 hertz and goes down. So what you end up with is really you have 6 here, 5 here. You have an 11 band EQ for sound, and then you just have a 6 band for the front. I'm sorry, for the rear. It also has AccuBass, which is exactly the same as an LC7i. So this is an LC7i with an old school slide style EQ built into it. So yeah, get this because you can at least do something to fix if there's a problem. If you get in there and you turn it on, you're like, oh, that kind of sounds like crap still. Oh, I know. I can turn this dial. Now, I will tell you this. If you do get one of these little knobs, these little guys here, it's 12 dB plus or minus. 12 dB plus or minus. That's 4 times amplification. 4 times. Let me reiterate. That is 4 times. So what I'm saying is turn them down, don't turn them up. So if you come over here and you're like, ooh, 1K, I'm missing that. And you turn it up and you're like, oh, that sounds better. Don't do that. Turn 1K back down to 0 and turn the other ones down, okay? Because it's 4 times. 4 times volume. Also, if you do, a little bit goes a long way. Like if you've ever seen, we did a couple videos in the past where we've set these up. Literally, I don't know why I keep saying that, I'm sorry. You don't have to turn these much at all. Like I think, like if this is the center point, the most they've ever turned is like this. That's it, you know, like maybe a little bit up if it's just easy. But yeah, definitely, LCQ1.
All right. Hey guys.
Hey,
I have
guys.
a 2015 Armada. Metra kit is spendy.
Yeah, it is.
Spendy to piece is okay. To install a double DIN, any issues with it or any programming of the kit. On a 2015 Armada. Is the one that has the LCD? Yeah.
LCD screen?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. No, I mean it's gonna be like that Pathfinder we were looking at earlier. Yeah, that was weird. I was channeling my inner New York woman.
Yeah.
What was it? It's which car was it?
It's a 2015 Armada.
Platinum. I'm guessing it's platinum.
Yeah,
that's good
kinda.
parts. Oh yeah, that's the whole few details.
That's what we need too. 3D printer. But I think what
I
we're
don't
gonna
have time. Yeah, so when you look at that Armada, that's this big kit right here. Yeah, fun times. Fun times. It is spendy, but at least it's an option for you, unlike the Pathfinder.
Read all the instructions before you start connecting everything.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. Just take your time. Pack GM31. What ACC harness to retain the rear flip screen? Ooh.
What year? What is it?
The Pack GM31. I don't think you needed 31. I think you need the
Pack only makes one way
to retain the screen, the rear seat entertainment.
Yeah, if it doesn't call for a GM RVD, then it doesn't need one.
Right.
So Pack just makes the GM RVD. If it doesn't list that, then it's not needed in order to retain the factory screen. It'll automatically just turn on its own. It just won't pass any audio or anything like that. If it has a yellow, red, white RCA into it, if the radio you're adding, you can run RCAs up to that, and that's typically how you do it. Hey, from Toronto!
Canada?
2010 Escalade. Yeah, that would be a GM RVD. It's just a T-harness that once you add in their smart harness, it wakes the whole thing up. I have a buzz when I turn on my headlights on my Cadillac CTS, but only the left channel. When I turn the lights off, bus goes. Yeah, makes sense.
Rating from Barbados. It's a 2010 Escalade.
Could be a bad headlight or a bad ballast.
Maybe you have like a HIDs or something.
Yeah, or whatever that left RCA. Try draping some RCAs from the front to the rear.
I have a bus every weekend. Any ideas like that one?
Have you tested the Mobridge A to B? We have not tested the Mobridge A to B because it just came out, so we haven't had a chance to do that yet. I'm sure it will be on the list of things that we want to play with. But hey, guys, that takes us to the show.
Yep.
That's it. Unbelievable. We cut it through an hour. We had to start over and do all kinds of fun, but One of the places we talked about on the show is DNF Tool Drawer. That's right, DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can go find all the tools and stuff that we use. And I still haven't taken down the calendar from...
Shame on you.
But if you go to the Meters and Probe page like we talked about, if you scroll to the bottom, you'll find polarity pulses, left, center, right, test tracks, and pink noise here for you to download. So if you're tuning your system, thinking about adding a DSP, those are must-have tracks for everyone. I recommend downloading them to a Dropbox. Makes it easy. You can store them or add them into your phone however you see fit. Next up, it's getting cold, guys. It is cold. What are we talking about? Teespring.com/store/5stars, a place you can go and find all the cool 5-star wearables, as it were, such as, look at that, car audio addiction. Get a nice hoodie. Who doesn't want that?
Yep.
Jeff Smith, the Jeff Smith, Run DNF. And of course, the newest hoodie right there on the bottom, which is out and available for you to own and make yourself nice and warm this winter.
Real quick, KJCN10, thank you for the $5.
Thank you guys so much for playing along with us this Saturday. Since it's Saturday, that means you guys are going to have a weekend all to yourself. You've already started, and if you're doing crazy things already and you're thinking about driving somewhere, don't.
Yep.
Put on a mask, call an Uber and a Lyft. Okay, arrive alive. Or just stay at home and have them bring you the stuff,
Yep.
which is obviously way cooler, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully by, June, July, we'll be able to get back to the good life, as it were. I don't know. We'll just see how things go. But for right now, be smart, be safe, don't do something stupid, don't hug a stranger. God, don't hug a stranger. Carry around all your goo with you. Do whatever you need to do to stay healthy and make it through, because... Dude, on the end, this time next year is going to be phenomenal. I don't know. Stay tuned. Monday is Monday, which means we're going to be on Facebook, the dying format that it is, doing our Q&A show there. So if you've made it through the weekend with a bunch of new questions, you can ask us there. And also, make sure you tune in to Instagram, where we go and do Instagram Live. We talk about what's happening in the shop at the time, and also if we have some time, we answer a few questions. It's also another way to get a question answered.
Yeah, you go.
You guys have lots of questions.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for playing. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.